Hello again and welcome. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you see what I'm showing here, I got some different flowers here, and I wanted to make me some hanging baskets, a couple of them, and put some flowers, scatter them about the yard, the porch, whatever. So I'm just going through here and showing you what I have picked up at this point. I'm a real fan of the clearance section at Walmart when it comes to the plants. I'm just frugal like that. But I really wanted some petunias. I try to get some every year because my grandmother always had some. The striped one. Did get a few striped ones, but I got some pink and purple, I think, and white as well. But I mixed up the soil and I'm starting to pop those plants in. There's an impatient and a coleus, the yellow coleus, and then now a purple coleus, and then I'm just going to fill the pots up, or this pot up, with petunias. Unfortunately, they were not on clearance, so I did pay full price for those ones. But the pots, hanging pots, are pretty expensive this year, or my 1980 price set. They are. So I had these pots left over from last year, and I thought, well, I'll just put some flowers in these pots and make my own hanging baskets. And voila, I've got that one done. Now the second pot, I'm just going to pop petunias in there and just have one big basket of petunias. And now we're on to the fern. I know he looks dead. Maybe I'm planting dead flowers. But, and also those do too. But you did see I gave like $3 for those. $3 each for those. And see how dry they are? They was ready, really ready for water. And so I tried to make that happen for them, and I stuck them in the shade since I just put water on them, and I'm going to set them out later. Now I'm back to my little hanging pot, and I'm going to hang them up. And that's pretty much all I did that day. And now we're at Walmart again in the clearance section. And lo and behold, guess what's there? Because I looked last week and there was none there, but there is petunias. But I didn't buy any because I'd already got those. I have a pot that's pretty far out in my yard, and I wanted to get something that I didn't have to water each day, but I could water maybe twice a week or something like that, just because I will forget it. And so I did pick up those pink ones, fit the bill, and they were on clearance. So I picked those up. They do have a lot of dead spots on them, and I'm hoping that they will make a full recovery once I get them in the ground. And then I picked up one of those trees, and I turn around and I see that there are some succulents on clearance and a few other things too, but there's a bunch of succulents. If I didn't already have honeysuckle, that would have probably come home with me. But then I see these cute little bitty plants that I didn't know what they were other than a succulent in general, but I think they are jade plants, and one of those does come home with me. And I decided I wanted the smallest. I enjoy to watch them grow. We headed over to Tractor Supply to get that sale on potting soil for our peppers and tomatoes. And while we was there, they had the cutest little turkeys and chickens and ducks. And the black ones, or the dark ones, are the turkeys. And there's the cutest little chicken there with a little tuft of hair. Made me think of baby hair. So it was most tempting to get a couple of those little birds, or four, or however many you got to buy at once. But I have nothing prepared here for a bird. But now I'm going to move on down to this pot. I'm going to have to pull out the old flowers first. That was some Dusty Millers I planted last year. Dusty was my dad's nickname. So I also try to get some of them. I just haven't seen any. Not that I've been a lot of places. I just hadn't seen any so far this year. So I have not gotten any of those yet. I'm going to turn on just a little bit of music while I work on this pot. You ever heard of a kitchen beautician? Well, I'm fixing to be a kitchen plantician. Well, it's nighttime now. That's pretty much all I did outside. But that little jade plant I bought, or I hope it's a jade plant, it really needs a little help. It was so dry, it just fell out the flower pot when I turned it over. And I did watch some videos about it, and this is how the video said to do it. Use distilled water, put it in a bowl, put the water in, let it set. I think I let it set for 15 minutes in the water soaking. So, and I actually run the water through one more time. I just didn't show it, but I just ran it through again, just like I did there. I just pinched on the roots just a little bit, and then I'm going to put a little soil in my pot and put my plant in there. And this was like mini gardening, like a little spoon, a paper towel, a little cup of water. It was kind of fun to like mini garden. The video also said that any pot would be fine, plastic or whatever, but a terracotta pot would be best. And I happen to have this little bitty terracotta pot from years past, so I just dug it out and used it. So I consider that a freebie too. You're supposed to also put this in a south-facing window. And my only south-facing window is the tiniest window. Well, one of the tiniest. It's in both bathrooms. But it's the tiniest window here. And so, but he's a tiny plant, so he can fit in front of a tiny window. I added just a little fertilizer now. The video didn't say to do that part. I just did it, and he's still living, so he must like it pretty good. When I take him in here in a minute, you'll see my cactus. I think it was on the other video too. But anyway, there's something wrong with my cactus, y'all. I could use a little cactus help. If you know what I'm doing wrong, or if you have a tip on this cactus and you want to help me out, that would be great. The footage here is now Sunday, y'all, so I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful Mother's Day. I'm going to show you some stuff my husband done this weekend. He put those peppers and tomatoes in the ground there, and he added that little bird bath. And I really hope these make, because I'm more interested in plants this year probably than I have ever been. Also, he planted some summer squash there, and if you see the little chicken with the babies running around it, that's a Mother's Day gift from my youngest daughter. And you'll see his bird feeder. He moved the bird bath to the shade so the birds wouldn't be drinking such hot water. And I want to do something really cute with this bird bath. I just haven't gotten there yet. Just like I haven't gotten there yet with all the flowers. But here's his corn for the squirrels. We enjoy watching these squirrels, and we try to feed them well. And then there's some stuff that I had done. And if you see that, it'll be in a picture at the end. But that was one of those free gifts you get at Temu when you order things. And there's his windmill. He moved it to a better spot where we could see it better. And of course, our Old Glory, we've had a flagpole up for years and years. And he recently has changed the flag. Saw me get the little tree in the clearance section of Walmart, and I did check it out. It is a Florida Sunshine. It prefers shade, and it prefers moist soil, so we tried to pick the best spot in our yard for that. The yellow flowers seem to be hanging in there, and we do have zucchini squash planted in that pot. And I'm just going to say goodbye now, and I hope I see you in the next one.